Hi there. Thanks
Hi
for staying
there.
with us and keeping your dials of the Many thanks to Nathaniel Ato for coming through with the latest updates in the world of sports. I don't know what sports is doing in the people who were supporting NDC and NPP and their couples. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes you can be supporting this party, supporting that party, or you can supporting that team and that team. And when this one loses and the other one wins, it becomes a fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it does same in politics. Because as for sports, we've seen it. Your wife and your Manchester and Arsenal will play, and your wife is Manchester, you're Arsenal.
Yeah.
And when you lose, it turns fight in the house. But I don't know if
You
the
don't
same thing
take your
happens.
don't cook. You don't get food to eat in your own house.
You know, you've lost. Maybe she went to even bet. And then you be teasing her that she's lost the bet. I mean, in politics and relationship, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But we'll be having that conversation here on the show. Earlier, we've been telling you about it. But of course, we can't do this without our guest. We'll introduce our guest in the studio very soon as well.
Yes, so get ready to join us through our social media. You can send your messages to us on our WhatsApp number. It's 055-157-5757. You know how we do every single Thursday. We bring you a Let's Talk Relationship. Today we are changing the style small. So KMJ has, given you a hint on exactly what we are going to get talking on this morning. If you're in a relationship where you or your spouse, both of you are supporting different political parties, especially during this election year, prior to December 7th, how was the fight like?
Before, during, and after.
And most especially after.
Yep.
How is the home like right now? Are you experiencing anything that you are not too happy about? Share that with us on our WhatsApp number and we'll get talking. Now, this morning, we have a counselor in the house, Frank Edem-Adefoli. Now, he's a counselor, not just that. He is also conflict resolution, dispute resolution practitioner. He's also the CEO of Marriage Consults Limited, and he's going to let us know every single thing that you need to know about this particular topic. So please, if you're a victim of any such, don't worry. We are here to help you, okay? KMJ and I and Councillor Frank, we are here to help you. So get ready to join us by sending in your comments. The WhatsApp number again, 055-157-5757. Hi, Frank.
Hello, Sidua.
How are you?
I'm blessed.
Okay.
And nice to have me around.
Yeah.
I've been watching you from afar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for watching us. Please, I hope you watch with the entire family.
Oh, we do.
Okay.
And we do very well.
Okay.
I have okay, we've been friends for
Long time. Yes. Yeah.
That's
He's
nice.
one of my
Well,
resource people.
I admire what you
on
do.
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's
Thank
really good
you.
to see him again, and thanks for the time. Really appreciate it. Great stuff. So earlier in the morning, I was saying if your husband is NPP and you're NDC, and after elections you lose, and the man loses, and then the wife cooks, will he eat it? I will not eat it because that's what I said. Because I don't trust you from there.
But even before that, I want Counselor to take us to before, let's say, you even settle down for marriage and everything. Is this something that you should really consider when you're choosing a spouse? I was saying
Political
party, or a political affiliation. I was saying this during the introduction that you can be NPP, your partner is NDC, or any other thing. But one of the main things that I know you counselors talk about is being on the same level or having some level of similar interests, which will make you be able to cohabit with your partner. So politically, is this something that you should consider before you decide to marry?
I will not even start with the politics, but I have this in mind that whatever you're marrying, the person is not same as you. We are all very different.
Okay.
So I always say that if you are normal, conclude that you are going to get married to someone who is abnormal. And if you are abnormal, you're going to end up with somebody who is normal. But certain things that make sense to you might not make sense to your spouse. Our differences can connect us a lot, not just the similarities.
Okay.
Our trouble is we don't find the differences interesting by learning about it, digging deep. What my partner or my spouse like A, B, C, D that I don't like, I could learn from their perspectives. I have knowledge about it. It's okay also to disagree, to be on different level, but at least having that understanding help the two of us to give each other what we call empathy.
Okay.
But when I think what I like, you don't like it, is wrong, so we are not on the same page, then we're going to have a lot of disagreement and so forth in the house. So what I will look for is first, realize that we are not the same. We are on a journey to be able to work together. It doesn't mean you have to change me to become you, or have to change to become the other person. No, we're on a journey to work together. You bring your strength, I bring my strength. We work on each other's weaknesses.
Yes.
That's what we are doing. So you are my spouse. At every point in time, I'm asking myself, can I count on you? Can you count on me? So even in this lesson period, if I lose, no matter the
You'll be there
case,
to console me.
good.
I will, but I'll tell you more. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And then I say, worry.
Yes.
Right.
We have to be looking at things in that direction. Then this can affect the way we communicate in our communication. So in my communication, I'm not just considering my own perspective, my needs, and so forth, but I'm also adding that of my spouse. So in this case, I'm not being aggressive or being passive. I'm in the middle. So it helps our communication very well. So it's time for me to tease small and then console. Because the teasing works for me. But the consoling or giving that person the compassion, it works for the other person. As if I just tilt towards the teasing, maybe at the end of the day, all the shows or the program I want to watch go for me.
Yeah.
Just thinking about my partner. Then in this case, I'm being insensitive to the person's needs. And then what?
The food.
The food matter. I was scared to even eat the food. The way you're behaving towards, we are no more a friend or a spouse.
Yes.
So my lookout for is at the first place is you realize our differences. We are willing to learn about each other. And then in our communication, that should be something I should look out for. Do you have the empathy to be able to put yourself in my shoe at any point in time? I can do the same for you. Can I count on you? Can you count on me? Then we are good to go. So irrespective of the political party, the money we earn, whether you are more than I do, wherever we are always going to work together as a couple.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll build up from where Esedu, the question Esedu asked, and the answer you gave in terms of the differences. So there are people who naturally, they say, it is in my blood.
Yeah.
NPP is in my blood.
Yes.
NDC is in my blood.
Yeah.
There are people who are like that, and it's more like an extreme. Such people, you can't really do anything about it, even though you know their differences. You know this is how that person is. But as long as the person feels like, I have come from a certain background where you can't take this out of my blood, can I just say that, you know what, our differences won't work for us. So stay. Let me stay. Let's not even get together in the first place.
So if a certain political party or belief are in your blood,
I can believe too,
and I'm going to be with you, we're going to share certain things. What can we share, what we can't share? We can't share everything in life.
Right.
No, we can't share everything in life. So if the political party staff or that belief is of a priority to me, than any other thing, I'm not asking you to change. What I'm asking is, I just want to know much about whatever you do or your belief. You also know much about my belief. If you cannot share, that is fine. So it is time for you to go and practice your belief or whatever you want to do. I give you that space. I don't invade your privacy. I don't force you. And I also can be in my space and do mine. But we will have time to share what we have to share. So even on the TV, we have to watch TV, and then the station or the discussion is going to be about political stuff. What I don't like, what I will do is I'll give you that space. Watch, because that is you. I can't do anything about you. Yeah. But there are certain things me and you can share. Because you bring some things to the table where I'm happy about it. That even meet my needs. So I will look at it that way. So human means we have a lot of resources. Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes we look at it at one angle. Yeah. We are from this party, this religion, this belief, and we cannot do anything about it. But there are certain things we can learn and then even work together better.
Okay. All right, viewers. So this is Let's Talk Relationship, and we are talking about, can different political affiliations, can it thrive in a relationship? What are your thoughts about this particular topic? If you just joined us, thank you so much for joining. The WhatsApp number is 055-157-5757. Let us know exactly what you think. If you have a relationship that is currently experiencing any such where you and your partner are going through a rough time because of political differences, let us know your story. And Councillor Frank Etem Adefole is here to help you out. Now, Councillor, I know very well that a lot of people, a lot of Ghanaians have this ideology about the various political parties, especially the main two ones, NDC and NPP. So they have this ideology that if you're NDC, there's a high possibility that you are some way. You behave some way. You know, you could be violent, you could be da-da-da-da. If you're NPP, you could be this, and that. So if I meet you, I like you, there are so many things about you that I like. I wish I would settle down with you. And then we start talking about the fact, like KMJ said, if the political bad, you know, is in my blood, there's no way I can do away with that. For somebody who has such an ideology about a political party, and even it runs down into how he or she might see you as an individual, what would you say to that person?
I'll say, look at your spouse's background. What influences them in choosing this particular political party?
Oh.
Where they were growing up.
Right.
What story did they hear about the political party? Yeah. What were they told? Because based on this information, how we are influenced makes us go strongly to certain beliefs. Yeah. I'm not asking you to take away your belief or do away with it. Yeah. Because even this belief you share, you might have friends and family who share that belief. Yeah. Yeah. And might see me as an enemy because I don't share the same belief with you. Yeah. And that can cause a lot of trouble even in a relationship. Yeah. So if we are going to stay together, I would like to know much about your belief. Why this particular strong disagreement for this particular party? I have nothing against your disagreement. I just want to learn more. In that learning, you get to even understand the person better. In this life, whatever we do, there's a reason for it. Sometimes somebody says excuses and so on. There's a reason. That reason might not sound or make sense to me. Yeah. But if I'm interested to get to know whatever it is, I will have a respect for you. I like you as a person. I have a certain thing I share with you. But this area is no-go area. Okay. So in this case, we can set a ground rule for our marriage or relationship that politics does not come in. Yeah. There are things we can share, we can do. Politics does not come in. If you don't like my party, you also don't like my party. Certain things we can do is personal attack. You have no problem with me on that level. Yeah. You could attack any other person. Yeah. But the fact that NDC or NDC NPP member has done so and so does not mean because I belong to that party, I'm also the same kind of person. The question, do you see the same value with me? Right. Do you see the same threat in me? Yeah. If not so, then you lump all of us together. That can help. Then this particular person you are stating can now become your ambassador. Go back to the family and say, hey,
do you know that
this person is a nice person? You got to meet a person. Yeah. It's different. In fact, we escalate this even, not just a political party. I had the same fear when I was growing up. I wanted to get married. In Accra, I've been saying this particular tribe that they are too loud. I don't want to get married to a spouse from that. Yeah. And it's a concern. But you know, I'm married to a spouse.
What happened? What changed?
I'm married to a spouse.
From there?
Yes. Yes. And I realized I didn't know much about them when I was saying all this.
Okay.
Or what I was thinking or what I've seen is just on the surface. Yeah. But when I'm deeper, I said, oh no, you're an amazing person. Different and altogether. I could learn, I could connect with you. Yeah. And I think because of my disbelief or this, I didn't like the tribe those days.
Probably because of things you've heard.
It caused me not to even show interest in learning the language. Okay. Today I wish I could learn the language and speak more, but I believe those things affected me from the beginning. So it's something we could all share that, look, when you meet somebody, it's just not the person you're seeing. The person comes from a certain background, a certain environment. They may influence in certain angles or direction. Get to learn more about the person and you appreciate the person.
KMJ, I chanced on a particular video on social media. In fact, it's not just one video. I've seen quite a number where, you know, now there's a trend where people love to put their relationships out there. They want people to see how, you know, nice and easygoing their relationships are. Now, this particular one that they want everybody to understand and see things as, yes, we want our relationship to thrive. We want our relationship to do well. And we know the probability of political differences bringing problems in a relationship. So they say they don't talk about politics in their marriage, in their relationship. Can you tell us how healthy such a decision could be, or how it could contribute to how a relationship could go moving forward?
All right, that's fine. So it comes back to the ground rules. So they realize that one particular conversation or topic is creating tension in the relationship. So when we take this and put aside, we are good to go.
But are you not supposed to be able to communicate with your spouse and talk about anything at all?
We can communicate and talk about everything at all.
Okay.
Even what we call conflict is also communication. The only difference is that is bad communication. And this is a positive communication, the good one.
Yeah.
So if we can practice active listening, listen to understand each other's perspectives, it helps us to develop a lot of positive communication. But if we are not able to practice a lot of active listening, we're going to misjudge each other. We're going to draw conclusions. We're going to attack or criticize, and it creates a lot of trouble. Sometimes people generalize things, and then the kind of how they communicate, the content does not make the partner feel good about what they are saying about their party. You, these party people, you are violent people. By saying that, I feel, in my own perspective, I think that things I've seen ABCD makes me feel like, look, violence run around the area. That is my perspective, what I'm seeing. Oh, it is not true. Because I've also been with these people. Then actually we're learning from that perspective. But when I come here and say, you are like this, that's what you are. And when I'm trying to defend myself because I feel you are attacking me, and you also become more defensive, at the end of the day, what we can do is to put this particular topic aside. Because we are not going to get anywhere with this particular topic. But if we can learn a better way to have communication around any other topic, we can practice active listening, and then we can be able to understand each other's perspective. It will work.
Party activities affect the home a lot, especially when everybody is a staunch, follower of the particular party they belong to. So, for example, the woman would have to go for activities of NDC. The man would have to go for activities of NPP. It leaves the home bare. Somebody now start asking somebody's responsibility in the house. When you're supposed to be cooking for me, you're somewhere at a party rally, or your party conference, or whatever it is. How do we ensure that some of these things we're able to together work around it, so that when I am out there in a party, whatever, she's probably in here, especially when we have the same party activities ongoing at the same time during election period?
How important is this particular party activities to your spouse? So that we think that it's not important. This is more of important than the other place. You are ignoring the home and so on and so forth. But find out from your spouse. Maybe on a scale of 0 to maybe 1 to 10, where do you fall? If the person says, oh, this is 8 or 9, I mean, it's important to the person. This is also important. So we can have time to do this and time to do ABCD. We do that in other areas of life, work, school. There's certain things need to be done, or even picking children from school and other things. Because you have to go, and it's important to you, I'll let you go. Then I'll take care of ABCD, because I know how important that is to you. But when you don't find out from the person how important this particular activity is to your spouse, and you just conclude this is not important, it's just a political stuff. After all, what do you do there? What are you going to have a conversation? If you don't go there, what will happen? And then you try to impose your views on your spouse. It makes it very difficult. So what I want you to do is ask your spouse how important this is to your spouse. You see, when we meet people, and those people can meet our needs, and we can also meet their needs, we have a relationship that will last long. What are your needs? My needs is, I'll be with you, share some time together, but I also have a party that means so much to me. I might have other benefits of whatever affiliation with this party. So when it's time for me to go, allow me to go. It means certain social status or needs for me. It makes me feel good. Will you allow me to go and come back and we are happy? Or I'll stay here as a prisoner and we are not happy? Then we can balance it.
In a case where they are all both youth organizers. Because when this youth organizer, and that's a very important role in that party. So if a youth organizer for the NDC is going out, the youth organizer for the NPP, you are also supposed to be somewhere else. I, in my opinion, think it will be a very difficult situation to live in.
Can we get somebody to help with whatever we have to do?
Yes. When it gets to that point.
Get to that point. Or do it on another day. if it is possible, then this we can negotiate or we can compromise. We can do any of these things. My only problem with a lot of spouse or couple, they try to impose on the other person. Do it.
Yeah.
And there's something they order. They exercise a lot of power. It doesn't make the relationship enjoyable one. So we see there's a problem. When you go, I also go, who will take care of A, B, C, D? What do we do? What are the suggestions? Can we generate another solution besides what we have now? Oh, grandma is there. Let's call grandma and find out whether grandma is free. Then the kids can go to grandma. Then who will pick the kids when we are done? Maybe probably I'm closer, I can pick. We're making progress. So we're taking care of one of the things. Oh, today I have my deputy around, so my deputy can take care of that. Tomorrow, I will take care of the other one. So I'll be at home today, go and come. That is fine. As far as your spouse, you are helping your spouse politically do well. And also helping you politically do well. I think we have a good home. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be in the same party. You know the benefit? In case all of us are in the top position and one party is down, other person's party is up. If I have any opportunities, I won't deny you because you are my spouse. I'll enjoy that with you. But any appointment, we can share that kind of exciting news. So we should not all put all our egg in one basket.
You know,
one other thing that I want to mention, and maybe, I don't know, but maybe we can get there now. When there were kids involved and they want to transfer where they belong to the kids, it becomes problematic. Because the man
how would it be that?
the man will start telling the son that you have to be an NPP. The woman will start telling the daughter that you have to be an NDC because that's where I belong. If it's just one of them, one child they have, that one is even a bigger issue because the child will now be torn into becoming an NDC
or an NPP.
And it start affecting the relationship in the house.
It's a difficult one, as you're saying, especially when we have this political discussion, the campaign season. So the child can just come in and mention one particular.
Or the car you do is that then the woman, it is possible.
See, they are children, they are growing, they're learning just from whatever is happening. But as time goes on, certain things will make sense to them. Politics is about ideas, about governance. So they get to understand what the governance is, what are the things policies can do for us, and they can be able to make informed choice. But as a spouse, what you are telling them, you know what, I belong to this party, they have some good policy. These ones also have a good policy. They are not enemies. They all mean well for our nation. You are free to learn about any of them.
Any of them.
And then choose the one that works for you. We will empower you, we help you to do well wherever you settle on. Instead of doing power play. The children, these two children, the kid does not belong to one spouse. It's two of us. Sometimes I get a man say that, it's my child. If you want to go. Go, exactly. Leave the child.
It's so true.
You are very wrong.
Yes.
You are very wrong. That child is made up of the two.
Of you.
Yes. That's why when you look at the child and insult your spouse, it affects the child. Yes. It's two. So we should always think about their welfare, their well-being. They are not even a party to some of our disagreements. They have their own life, their own career, purpose, or whatever it is. As a parent, just to model them, help them develop to get to that stature. So our job is to be able to help them, not to impose our choices. You know, when we were growing up, our parents did this. You had to go to this direction in terms of career because they think it's good for you. And some people get to a place they feel trapped. They were in a place they were not truly happy. They did it just for their parents. But later they had to change, and it is a long career change and so on and so forth. So let's not do. We could learn from those stories and help our children get better.
Councillor, with everything that you said so far, what I see standing out to me is effective communication. Right from the beginning. You know, KMJ, I started reading this book, Surrounded by Idiots, by Thomas Erickson. And the very first chapter is talking about the mistakes that a lot of us as human beings we make when we are communicating. I want to tell you, I want to deliver a message to you. Me telling you, I'm expecting you to understand it from my perspective. So I don't care about however you think or however you're trying to process the message. I just want my message delivered to you and for you to understand it my way. And then it continued to say that, how about we try to think about the background that the person is from, how possibly the person is absorbing the information, the perspective with which the
processing
person
whatever
it is. So that could even influence how you would deliver
Very true.
the message
and
to the person.
It's a very typical situation in an African set.
Yes. Yes.
In our space,
Yeah.
it's very, very... Somebody is telling you something, and the person is making you understand what he's telling you from his perspective. And not the way you
no
understand.
matter what, you have to take it that way.
Yeah.
There's one key word that is missing in our communication. We call it validation. You can validate from your spouse. Did you get what I said? Are you on the same page?
Okay.
How did you feel about it?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Or you're not happy? Talk to me about it. It's about validation. If we can do a lot of validation, it helps. People take a lot of negative feelings out of some conversation, or even misunderstanding, do things that we think that the person mentally, there's a problem. Yet the person is not having a problem. The fact that we didn't validate to get it clear. And these political issues we are talking about, people get very angry because of the emotions.
Yeah.
And how we deal with anger too is also a problem.
It's a huge one.
Yes,
Yeah.
how we deal with anger. See, anytime that you're having conversation with someone, even your spouse, and it becomes more of argument, we are not understanding each other, you become overwhelming. It's a good time to, in fact, take a break. We call it time out. Take time out. You tell your partner, I'm overwhelmed. I'm getting overwhelmed. I need an hour or two to cool off. When we come back, we have a
You
conversation.
can't have that's
The
true.
reason why you do that, because when there's a conflict, there are people who like to pursue. Because the conflict causes us to disconnect emotionally.
Yeah.
So one wants to reestablish the connection.
Yeah.
So these are the people who call them the confront. Let's talk about it. You can't go. Let's talk about it. You are trying to dodge. They try to establish connection. Others try to distance. I want to process my emotion. I don't like what I heard. The person is trying to put things in a better perspective, so they would like to move away. So if the pursuance and the distance are the same place, and one wants to leave, and you say, hey, you are running away, go and close the door, we escalate the issue. So it's always good to understand that if I'm getting overwhelmed, I take time out. You don't tell your partner, you are driving me crazy, can you keep quiet, can you stop? No. Tell your partner, I am getting overwhelmed, and add time. Don't just leave.
Yeah.
1 hour, 2 hours, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
We talk about it.
And make sure you come back.
Yes. And if you can't come back, the 1 hour, 2 hours is not enough. I said 2 hours, 1 hour, but please, can we add?
Yeah.
Because the good book even said, Ephesians 4:20 says that, look, your anger, yes, do not let the anger...
The sun set on your anger.
So it's okay to work on our anger, but when we take time out, it helps us to cool off, and then we can come back and talk about it. But if we don't take time out and we go on, we escalate, and then the violence and other things set in. And so marriages are end prematurely because of not being able to hold on their emotions.
That's true. That's so true. You know, one thing I'm thinking about, you see the aftermath of the elections right now, the way people are just being violent here and there. Some are saying NDC is the cause of it. Some are saying NPP is the cause of it. We don't know exactly who to believe. Now, okay, in a home where they have settled on, I'm NDC, you are MPP, but we have found a way to be on the same level through communication. And then this has happened. Some kind. So one pattern, one would your more. Some kind or pattern, so one would your more. So in a situation where you find that there is some tangible evidence to back the fact that this is what I was scared of at the beginning. This is what I was saying at the beginning about your love for this particular party. How should you convey such a message to, your spouse, your partner?
Is it what you see out there, the character or behavior of people, doesn't mean that your partner, because they are affiliated to the party, they exhibit the same character or whatever it is. But if they are violent people, I don't believe you get married to them. So assess something about your party. Look at what they are doing. Call your people to book. Talk to them. You are not like that. That sounds good. But when you lump all of us together, it means that even me, who is married, you don't appreciate me. You see me as a violent person. And these feelings, it hurt. Because who is saying it? It's my spouse. You're supposed to know me better, not to add me or lump me together with any other people. But at the end of the day, in this house, it's not politics.
Yeah.
When we go to the altar to get married, it wasn't part A, part B. It was a certain name and certain how we met, what drove us to this end or to this place of getting married. Whatever love we share, whatever interest, party was just a fractional, like 1% or 2%. We didn't meet on because of political background or that wasn't the interest that drove us together. So
Only discovered after.
yes, we discovered after that, or even in the process we discovered that. So what I would do is I'll try as much as possible to distance my spouse from the people.
Yeah.
Protecting your own.
Yes.
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 Nana Kwame Media who went to vote with the wife and the vote was only.
I was actually going to get to that, you know, because I wonder how the home was like.
Different
So
political
did you vote for
support.
yourself? Did you vote for
That's the point. And you know what that can cause? The woman is now saying, "Oh, where's my vote?
Yeah,
I voted
the
for."
system failed
The
her.
system has failed you, and the thing is not there. So now your husband will be thinking, you voted for someone else." That's a big issue in the relationship right now.
Yeah, okay,
Sometimes
so...
it's just crazy.
Right. Let me read just this one message so we can quickly wrap it up. Good morning, beautiful and handsome host of Prime Morning. I think that if you are in a relationship with an opposition party partner, I think there will be a misunderstanding between the two. Because if my party is not doing well, he will say my votes caused it. So we can no longer be together. So I can't be in different political party with my partner. This is coming from Perry in Sekokobite. I believe that there are a lot of people out there with this same mindset.
Yep.
That if I like somebody and the person is not supporting the same party that I do, I don't think I can live with the person. I believe that a lot of
Yes.
people...
Genuinely, we let leaders because we believe that leaders will do better.
Yeah.
If we take even sports, we take
sports, yeah.
Manchester United, maybe Chelsea, when they used to be rival, they don't, each of them get to the field knowing that I will win you.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody believe they will win.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, somebody loses. So the fact that my leader didn't do well or the party didn't do well doesn't mean that I didn't mean well. Something went wrong.
Wrong.
You could learn as
Yeah.
a human being and get better.
Yeah.
But the way people, in fact, these emotional regulations and emotional intelligence, all these things are missing a lot of the relationship. People just take things like that and then lump together. The way they will even treat their spouse, as if the whatever happened at Jubilee House or whatever it is, they
It's
have
your
a
fault. You contributed one way or the other. But Councillor, before we wrap it up for this particular segment, with everything that you've shared so far, would you say in a relationship, be it you are just courting, you are dating, you're heading towards marriage or whatever, or in marriage currently, would you say that politics, with a high probability of there being conflict because of political differences, would you say it's something that you and your spouse should do your best not to have such conversations or such back and forth in a relationship?
We can't dodge conflict. We have a lot of conflict. And even politics can add another conflict to what we have already.
Okay.
The question, do we have the tools to navigate when there's conflict? Can we do well? If we can't do well, then we don't go into the relationship.
Okay.
But if we can do well, then we should be able to go on that tangent. And again, we also believe that when there's conflict, it doesn't mean every conflict is bad. It helps us to learn about each other, even help us at the end of the day become even stronger, better. Maybe the persons who you married, who came from a particular strong political belief, could change along the line and even join you. Anything at all can happen. Just as we've seen people who doesn't even belong to our religion or belief, at the end of the day, they even switch.
Yeah.
Sports, we switch.
Yeah.
It can happen. But look at your strength, your capacity, whether it is possible that you can do it. If you can't, then you better
Don't enter.
don't enter.
Don't go into the relationship.
To a large extent, can politics in relationship, marriage, break the marriage or relationship?
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. See, when marriage issue, as I tell, conflict become too much that we are not resolving. And then we tend to escalate it to the family. The families are also having a strong belief about certain parties, certain direction. and they are adding their voice. There will be a lot of division at that home.
Yeah.
And when there's a division, it's difficult for the two to work together, to think together, and even go in the same direction. So we just be mindful that what did we see in each other? What did we believe? What is family to us? What is marriage to us? What do we want to achieve at the end of the day? Should we allow our differences divide us, or the differences to add to this and make it even better? We should look at it in that direction. I can't be like my spouse. My spouse cannot be like me. I can learn. You can learn from me. We can get better with time. You can be my mirror. I can also be your mirror.
Beautiful stuff.
Very beautiful. Unfortunately, this is where we have to end Let's Talk Relationship, because we have a very interesting conversation coming your way during the entertainment segment. And we hope that you have learned a lot from all that a counselor has mentioned on here. And we know that the messages are coming in, but unfortunately we are pressed for time, so we cannot read all the messages. So our guest for this conversation has been Frank Adam Adofoli. He is a counselor and ADR practitioner. He's also the CEO of Marriage Consult Limited. Frank, thank you so much for your time this morning. And we hope to have you again for us to continue a wonderful conversation like this.